folks, welcome you all to yet another vlog of mine. I say yet another vlog, people. It has been quite the while since I did a vlog or a podcast or anything like this at all. And I do apologise to all those people that follow the channel for these particular videos. I've really just been throwing myself into my gaming, and I think, truth be told, people, I have not had any Flagons this year. Although, and this could be part of the reason that I've not done a Flagons Up Friday. Now, this is Flagons Up Easter Friday, people. Flagons Up to you all. Good grief. This is my first beverage of any description in 2023. I have not had any alcohol at all in 2023, and it was kind of a... It wasn't a deliberate thing as such. I decided at the beginning of the year... I started losing a bit of weight last year, and I've been carrying fat. People always say, oh, you don't have too much weight on you, you look fine. But I have one of those bodies that sort of like, I look fine on the face and stuff, but then, you know, I'm carrying far too much weight across my chest and my waist and my ass, people. I've been carrying far too much weight for a lot of years. But I just kind of got away with it because it kind of looks fine with clothes on and what have you. You know, not that I'm going to walk around naked or anything, people. And nobody wants that. So I did have this thing at the beginning of the year where I was going to go hell for leather and try and shake off the remainder of what I wanted to get to. So basically, for a very, very long time, I was about 14 stone. And I managed to get that down to 12 and a half, I think, sort of last summerish. And then I put a bit back on. So I was sort of around 13 stone. And I was like, I need to get... I really, really, really wanted to get myself into the 11s, which is where I should be, really. If you look at the BMI... I know the BMI calculators aren't... You know, the NHS BMI calculator is just a guideline, really. But if you look at my height, which is 5'11", and my age, and my exercise level, which is high, I should be within those 11s, really. But the green bar for me on that scale is probably best anything sort of 12 and a half and under. But I'm in the middle, bang in the middle, excuse me, bang in the middle of the green bar. If I hit 11 stone, I think it is. So I'm kind of keen to sort of get to the 11 stone mark. And I'm about 11... what am I now? 11, I think. Because I actually hit 11.9. And then I had a ridiculous binge weekend last weekend. For some bizarre reason, I was so hungry. So basically all I've been doing is I've been having nothing more than 1,000 calories a day, effectively. 1,000 calories or less it has to be per day from Sunday through to Thursday, Sunday through to Friday. And then Saturday I have a cheat day and then crack on. And I could have got there a lot faster if I didn't have my cheat days, but I find like I need something to look forward to. And anyway, the long and the short of it is that because I was doing that, I've not been having beverages. I've been having my Flagon Up Fridays at all, not because I ruled them out because of weight. It was more that I was so bloody hungry come the end of the week. I just wanted to eat. I didn't want to have a drink. So here we are, people. It's Easter weekend. We've got a nice long weekend. My day has consisted... We will talk about some gaming bits, people, in a minute, for those people that are interested. I will apologise that I am using these headphones. The plan was that anyone that's new to the channel, I do have the big microphone and I can do all the, you know, the fancy stuffs and have nice crisp voice and all that sort of stuff. But I invested in the iPhone 14 not that long ago, mainly because my iPhone 7 was finally dying. I'd had it for a long time. Battery was going on it. So I invested in the 14 because I wanted to be able to just fire up the selfie stick, which is what it's sitting on at the moment, and just sit in this chill out area rather than in the main room through next door, and not have the big Elgato microphone and all that. Elgato microphone, what we're talking about, Rode microphone, and the sort of camcorder doing it all and schmelt all together. This just lets me set it up and start recording dead quick without any faff and all that sort of stuff. And then I can edit it all together in a little app called, well, I say a little app, it's fantastic, on the phone called InShot. And I've only done one video like that. And I bought a little clip-on microphone that was Bluetooth. There's one, I think it's the last vlog that I did on the channel, if you can find it. And it was perfect in theory, because the little thing plugged into the base of the phone, and I just clip the little mic on, and you get a crisper sound. Not as good as the Rode microphone, but still much crisper than you would get on the phone normally. And then I think what happened was I recorded about 40 minutes last time, and then I kept checking the little light on the base thing to make sure it was connected, and the last sort of 10 minutes of the video were gone because the battery had died on the little mic. So I charged it for about 3 hours today, because it's only the second time I've gone to use it. And it's a good job it happened when I was testing, because I've not had to go through the pain of having to re-record an entire vlog. But I basically did a bit of testing with it, got it all clipped on, and I was about to record. I thought I'll just check the little light, and it was flashing. And it shouldn't flash, it should be solid. So I then unclipped it, and it was just dead. So 3 hours of charging it's done feck all. So it's just a pile of shit that I bought. It was cheap, but it's a shame because it was perfect, really. The sound was good enough on it. So I might have to just take a punt on another one of a similar style and see how that goes. The reviews on that one were fine. They said it worked, and maybe I've just got a duff one. But anyway, so this is how I've ended up with the wired ones plugged into the phone. So I need to make sure I don't go too far back. Pull the selfie stick over, and then you just get me screaming. People, there you are. Flagons up to you all once again, people. So I've had anyone who's new to the channel, if I'm doing a vlog like this, we can have a bit of a spraff at the beginning. It's not necessarily about games and stuff. I just chat about what I've been up to in general. But we will get to some gaming thoughts. I have, because it's been so long since I've done one, what I normally do in a week is I take notes of news items that I see, and I think, oh, that'd be good to talk about, that'd be good to talk about. And I've got loads of them written down from the many months that I have not done one of these vlogs. So if we do run out of things to say in general, with me just spraffing away into the camera, I'll refer to that list, which is down on my iPad, which is just down here. I quite like this as well, because you get to see my lightsaber, people. It's the Obi-Wan Kenobi original. And little Daleks and stuff there, little knickknacks behind me. It's a nice little chill out area. This the guard on the other side of behind the camera that looks out into the garden, and there is some videos on my channel. I'll do another video maybe at some point, just showing off where I do my bits and pieces, people. I also treated myself. Well, my day has consisted of this, right? So I got up at really early, well, I say really early, but really early for being off, because I work at an educational institution, therefore I get bank holidays and weekends and all that sort of stuff. So I was off today, and so I was up at about 8:30, because this week was the universe saying, hey, here's I spent some money recently on a little gift to myself, and the universe, normally what the universe does is it goes, hey, well, that was nice, wasn't it? You did that for yourself. Well, here's what's going to happen now. I'm going to break a couple of things that you need to buy that you weren't planning on buying. And that's basically what's happened this week. So my dad came to visit me last weekend, I think it was Sunday, and then after he'd left, I went up to use the loo. The toilet tank wouldn't fill up. Oh, well, it does fill up actually, but it takes it about 20 minutes to fill it up, when it normally takes about 20 seconds. So obviously something's gone in there. I did try to sort it out myself, but after much fiddling around, I decided a very boring story, but I decided I'll get the plumber to come in and do it. So that's going to be a large amount of pounds when he comes to do that next Tuesday, Wednesday, or whatever it is. So we've got that planned in. And then just that same evening, I think it was the same evening, or it was the evening after, I went to make my soup, which is what I've been eating to keep the cows down. I've just been having soup as my main meal with some brown bread and stuff. Well, put my soup in, let it cook away. 3 minutes later, took out the dish with the soup in it, and it was stone cold. So I had a microwave that suddenly decided it was going to spin around, but it wasn't going to heat anything up. So there you go. So my microwave decided it was done for, people. To be fair, the microphone was left by the previous. I bought this house from Craigie Boy. Anyone who follows the channel will know Craigie Boy. I bought this house from him and his wife Sal, and they left me that microwave because they didn't need to take it with them. So it was kind of them to leave it, and it's done a proud job, to be fair to it. It did them for the best part of 10 years, and then it's done me for, what have I been in here now, 6 years. So it did all right, and it was some brand that I've never heard of, but it, did the job for a long, long time. So off I went to Curry's today and got myself a brand new microwave, and that's now sitting there. I've not even tried it. Well, I powered it on, make sure it's working. I literally put it in place just before filming this, recording this, I should say. I'm going to keep sipping this, people, because I'm enjoying it so much. You know I'd share it for good people. So that was my day. Consisted of up at well early, got myself sorted, went up to Curry's, got that sorted out, went over to Dunelm, picked up some bed sheets and stuff that I'd needed for ages, but I've just been up that way for a while. Went into Matalan, and it's typical, isn't it? You don't want to spend any more money, and they had a really nice little body warmer. It was Calvin Klein, I think it was, 50 quid, and I was like, it's very similar to one that I've got, but the one that I've got is just a cheap, shitty thing that I bought from Matalan or whatever it was. Not Matalan. No, Matalan's the cheap one. What am I trying to say? TK Maxx. It was TK Maxx I went into today, and I've got a Matalan one which was dead cheap. I wear it all the time, but it was a very similar idea to that, but really it was really nice. And then eventually I decided I wasn't. It was the only one left in medium as well, but I decided. Oh, in fact, the only one left, and it was a medium. It was like the universe was telling me to spend another 50 quid, people. And I was like, no, Steve, stop it. Anyway, I walked out without buying it. I'd already bought the other stuff that I needed. It was a nice little jaunt out, but I got the car washed on the way as well, which hadn't been done for ages. So it was a nice little jaunt. Then I got back with all of that stuff, and I wanted to go for a run because it's been a beautiful, glorious day here. I mean, I think a lot of the UK has been the same, but it's not been a cloud in the sky. It's been nothing but sunshine. So off I went for a 10k run when I got back, up the seafront in Blackpool. It was really beautiful, really, really nice. I got that done, straight back, changed my shorts, straight out into the garden. It was and this was the first grass cutting and gardening for the year, basically. I hadn't touched the garden all winter, obviously, and it was so nice today. It was like, right, that's got to get that done today, because it's the whole weekend's going to be quite dry anyway, I think, but this was the nicest day. So that was about an hour and a half in there. So cut the grass, turned over all the soil, just odd job about like that, and so I'm really chuffed with that. That's looking great. So the garden wise now, I'll probably, the decking's not done too bad actually, because I've given it some good coats over the last few years of the expensive stuff, but there's a few bits of it where I'll give it a touch up. Thank you. We like a little touch up, people, eh? But that won't be this weekend. I usually do that by sort of around my birthday, which is at the end of April. April's a funny one. Like sometimes you can be having a barbecue in April, which is what I did for my 50th, or you can be sitting inside and it's bloody snowing. It's a bit of a mixed bag, April. Anyway, so that's been my day, people. So no gaming. Oh, and there was one other purchase as well. And if I remember, I'll make a little recording of it, right? So for ages and ages, right, I've been gaming. When I do my gaming and recording, anyone that's in the previous videos of where I do my recording, I don't record at a PC or any of that nonsense, people. I do all my recording in a beanbag, laptop next to me, massive telly. Like I'm not sitting playing games and even I'm not playing games on a monitor, people, a little tiny monitor. Like I want them on a 55-inch screen while I'm recording for you guys. I want to experience it the way we all want to experience games, not sat at a PC in some chair that looks like it's out of a feckin' racing car. I want to sit in front of a massive TV. So that's what I do. But the beanbag's becoming a little bit. It's all right for a little while, but it's not great for long sessions of recording. And at the moment, I'm doing about 3 or 4 hours back to back of recordings for you, which is kind of common for me to do. And I've just been looking for a chair that I can, because my sofa is there, but I just find the sofa's just a little bit far back, and I don't feel comfortable on it for some reason gaming. I feel much better in the beanbag, but I wanted something alternate to the beanbag that was as low down, so I'm next to the laptop still, because the laptop's low on this little side piece. And I just for ages been looking at different little chairs. I tried my little camp chair that I've got in the cupboard there, but it wasn't very comfortable and it was a little bit high up. I looked at other types of bean bags. The problem with bean bags is, and no matter what you do with them, they will go flat, and you have to keep filling them up. Which I've filled this one up a few times, but even at that, it's just not, and it's not great for your posture and stuff either. Anyway, today when I went into Dunelm to get the bed sheets and the pillowcases, I spotted just as I was leaving, just as I was going to pay, they had this set of 2 camp chairs sitting out. But unlike the camp chairs I've got, these are the ones that you can just fold up and they slide into a little carrier and you can hook them over your shoulder. But these ones were way wide, like they were really wide and quite high at the back, but really low down. And it's just like a proper chill out chair, superb. So I've got that. I haven't tried it yet. So I've got that sitting. If I get it put out before I put the video up, I'll try and take a little picture of what I'm talking about, a little video or a picture. But it's sat just to the right of me here. So it's much bigger than the standard camp chair, but it was super comfy to sit in. So I'm going to give that a whirl for my recording. I think that'll be superb. I was kind of tempted. Only 29 quid as well, but proper good. If I end up not using it for gaming, it'll be perfect for the garden as well. Oh well, perfect for both. So that was another little treat for today. So yeah, so it's been a good day, and the treat that I got myself. The universe decided it was gonna break things was I've for a long time now I've wanted to get just a cheap piano, sort of electric piano, just to try and learn piano. I've always had it in my head that every time I see a piano I look at it and I think I'd love to just be able to sit down and play something on that sounds good, you know. So a couple of weeks back I got myself it's about £200 piano. It's a full size keyboard, and it's great for 200 quid. It was fantastic. It's everything I need it to be for just getting started. And I've been forcing myself to, well, I've been enjoying it actually, and it's funny, some of the sessions I've sat down to practice, like an hour has flown by like dead quick. So I try and do a bit of piano before I sit down and do recording for you guys. So at the moment it's been a bit of piano, then sit and record Walson. Lords of Mayhem. And that's what I've been up to. So I'm not ready to be performing for anybody yet, but I'm quite chuffed for how much I've learned in just like a week. I mean, technically speaking, it's probably about a week and a half of me just sitting, and rather than, I did find one exercise that's quite good as like a scale exercise to get your hands strengthened up and get familiar with the keys. But in general terms, I've gone straight to and a very, very basic video I started on, which was clearly aimed at kids, but it was perfect for someone that's never sat at a piano before. And I watched that. It was an American woman. It was obviously aimed at children, but it was perfect to explain how the fingers work and you number them and all that sort of stuff, and how you should place them on the keyboards and what have you. So that was perfect. But after that, I just went on to like Andy Piano, and who has Andy Guitar as well, the Andy Piano channel, where he just shows you how to play some songs that are really simple. Like some songs only have 3 chords, and you start with those ones. So I started with Let It Be by the Beatles, and I was trying to learn Stand By Me by Benny King. I think it's Benny King, isn't it? And it's amazing. I'm really surprised how much I've taken on, and I'm quite chuffed for how committed I've been to it as well. There's only been a couple of days where I haven't done it, and that's because I've been doing something else. But since I've got it, there's only been 2 days, I think, where I haven't made the effort to sit down and do some practice. I say that, I haven't done any today, but it's because I've been so fucking busy. It's just ridiculous. But after I've recorded this and smelted it together, and I'll try and get it up for you today, Good Friday, 2023, if you're watching this in the future. I may sit with yet another flagon and play away to myself, people. So that's a little bit about me life and what's been going on there. I've been having a good time chatting away to all the people on the Discord chat group. So if you don't know about the Discord chat, I set up a Discord chat. Everybody's welcome. You can come and just chat to me anytime. You can chat to the other people in there anytime. I always respond eventually. Sometimes it's immediate. It just depends if what time of the day it is and stuff. But it's an instant way if you want to communicate with me. If you're a fellow gamer and you just want to have another gaming buddy in your life. And there's a really nice group of people on there that chat away to each other, and sometimes we go a few days without saying anything, and then suddenly something will happen news-wise and we all start chatting about it, or a game releases and we start chatting about our experiences with it, all that sort of thing, all that good stuff, people. And so yeah, I'll try and remember and put a link in the description below, but I've put loads of links about. I keep posting the link up, so if I forget, let me know in the comments below if you want to join in with the Discord chat, and I'll put an invite or a link to the chat up there. What else has been going on? Well, channel-wise, game-wise, it's been all about Walson. Walson kind of fell out of the blue because I was on with a Elder Scrolls Online and Path of Exile. Now, Path of Exile, I know there's some of you out there that wanted me to keep playing Path of Exile, but you have to bear in mind that I've played that game probably for about 200 hours now. And that playthrough was kind of, I don't know why I started doing another playthrough. I think it might just have been to try it out on the PS5. I'm trying to remember if I'd actually played it on the PS5 before, but anyway, it was super smooth at 60, and I just had an itch for that sort of game, I guess. But I knew as I got deeper into it, I thought actually, to be fair, that playthrough that I was doing is the furthest I've ever been in that game. But at some point, a number of years back on the Xbox One X, I think it was, I played 4 different characters, I think, and each of them I did a lot of hours on. So, all in all, I've probably done somewhere between 150 to 200 hours on that game, I think. So I knew that I probably wasn't going to be spending much more time on it because there was other games coming that I was going to want to play. I've still got Vikings Wolves of Midgard, which I've downloaded, which is also another Diablo-esque type game. I know it's not of the same calibre, but I've been wanting to try it, and I eventually got it on sale a while back. I think it's on sale again now if you're interested in having a look certainly on the Xbox store. And then Walson just kind of fell out how did I find out about it? Oh, it was Major Nelson posted it up on Twitter. And that reminds me, I must talk about Twitter. But yeah, he posted up on Twitter saying, Walson out today on the Xbox Series X and S. And I was like, Walson, what's that? Because he did say ARPG, and I was like, oh, hello. And then the minute I sort of looked it up and YouTubed it and stuff and saw that it was not an old PC, but it was a PC game, I was like, right, I'm having that right now. And it was only 30 quid, 33 quid or something. And to be fair, it is a bit buggy, but nothing that's game breaking. And you just reload it and you get on with it. But I'm having a great time with it, and it's been fantastic for the channel because you guys have been absolutely loving it. So I've been ramming out episodes of that as fast and furiously as I can for you. I've been trying to give you an episode a day at the bare minimum. You've had one today. I've already recorded 3 more. So you've got one for tomorrow, one for Sunday, and one for Monday. But I think, unless I do, I might do that. I might do Saturday, Sunday, and a Monday episode. Chances are I might record more on Sunday. So if that does happen, I might give you a couple of episodes on Sundays, and then I'll already have more for the following week. The thing is, with something like that, you guys are playing along with it. There's people that find it hard to keep up because they can't watch an hour episode at a time every day. They just don't have the time to do it. And then there's the opposite of that, where people are just wanting more and more and more. Like because they're playing it and they want to watch me playing it at the same time they are for a bit of company or whatever the reasons are. I can't get them up fast enough. But I think in reality, every now and then I can give you 2 episodes a day, but it needs to be 1 really, because I can't hammer them out any quicker than that really. I have a day job, people. If you can find me 1 million subscribers and people that want to watch me, then I'll give up my day job and I'll just do that. But but as things stand, I still need my day job, people. But I've been thoroughly enjoying it. It's been superb. And it's kind of really scratching that itch until Diablo 4 comes along, which isn't far away. I avoided Diablo 4 completely. Like, I didn't get involved with pre-ordering so I could get early access. I didn't get involved with the beta when it opened up to everybody. I I'm not a fan of betas. I've done a few in the past, but in the end, I always just get really frustrated that it's like, oh, I was really enjoying that, and now I've got to wait fecking ages to play it. So I just kind of avoid them. I think a lot of people had a good time with it. I think with the early access one, I think there was a lot of waiting on the servers and stuff, but they seemed to sort it out eventually. And everyone's raving about how good it was. So I'm not surprised. Like everything I've seen about that game looks superb. So really looking forward to that. If it's a hell a month, people, because it's June, isn't it? And that's Diablo 4 and Final Fantasy 16 in the same month, people. And I'm going to be getting both of them. That said, I'm probably not going to be playing Final Fantasy 16 on the channel. It's not really... my channel is quite clearly more of a Western RPG audience. I might do a couple of episodes just to show it off, like I do with many things. I just do a let's play of 2 parts so people can see what the game plays like and how I feel about it. But I don't do a full playthrough like I do with a lot of the horror stuff, like I did with Resident Evil recently. I just did a couple of parts. So, every now and then I'll do a full playthrough of something. I did Dead Space remake. Did I? No, I did a couple of parts of Dead... Oh, now I can't remember. I did Callisto Protocol all the way through. Dead Space... No, I didn't. I just did one part of both consoles, I think, just to show both consoles off, because I got a copy for each console. So I did a couple of episodes on the PS5 and one on the Xbox Series X, and then that was it. But Callisto Protocol I did a full playthrough, even though it was mine. It was very few viewers, but there was a core little audience there, so I just saw it through, and I was thoroughly enjoying it. Truth be told, and I know that I stand alone or very lonely with not many people beside me, I actually got more out of Callisto Protocol than I did out of Dead Space Remake. Dead Space Remake is great. I had a good time with it. I think probably part of the problem is I've milked Dead Space already so much that it wasn't different enough for it to be a new experience. And there was just something about Callisto Protocol I absolutely adored, and I really hope they get to do a second one, because it was kind of a mixed bag of reception, really. They definitely pushed it out too quickly. There could have been a lot more meat and bones in that game if they'd just given themselves another year. But I just adored it, and I still love it. I think it's a great game. And I actually really enjoyed the combat, even though it got a hard time from other people. Once you know what you're doing with it, it's great. Bit repetitive maybe, but you could say the same about Dead Space. Dead Space's genius, though, is that if you feel like things are getting a bit samey, you can just mix your weapons up. So there's enough weapons in Dead Space to be able to mix it up and change what you're doing. But in the end, you're still just running around shooting things. With Callisto Protocol, at least you had the option to do stealth, and there were huge stealth sections in that game, and it was more about conserving ammo than it was spending it. I thought it was great. I had a really fantastic time with Callisto Protocol. So I'm really, really hoping that they get to do a second one. Because I think when they do a second one, I think if they've funded themselves well enough with that one, I think we'll definitely get something with a bit more meat and bones in it. It was great. Absolutely adored that game. It was superb. So channel-wise, I'm going to see Walsum through, definitely. I have no idea how much is left to go. Like most of these things, I know people are already saying it to me. Oh, well, yeah, but the campaign's just the beginning. It's like, yeah, well, but I will move on. Like, I don't think it's going to be, like I said this with Diablo 2 remaster or remake or whatever that was called, and I said Resurrected, was it, or something? Same with Diablo 3 when I did a playthrough of that on the channel. I don't think it's particularly interesting for people to see me do yet another playthrough of the same game, just to see me do it on hard or whatever. I don't know if there's a big enough audience for it on my channel. But that said, I was tempted to do Diablo 2 again later, not straight away. I could do it with Diablo 3 as well. I've still got the saves. But we'll see. I mean, there's going to be a lot of games coming this year. And I'm just not... I certainly... I feel like I'm ready for Walsum just to see its course through in the story. I don't feel like I want to be going straight back in and doing it all over again or doing things differently with... It's a strange one as well, because there is endgame stuff. I kept saying, why can I not use RB? There's a locked move on RB. Why can't I use it? And I'm like, this amount of hours, like whatever it is, 27, 28 hours into a game or whatever it is that I'm on. But people have been telling me in the comments, and thank you for all of the comments on Wolson, because they've been super helpful and they've really helped me enjoy the game more, as well as sort of giving me more knowledge of what the hell I was doing. You can see that that game was definitely made for mouse and keyboard, and but the actual gameplay is fine. Like running around fighting, I find that absolutely fine. I feel like they probably should have gone with the standard moves being the triggers or something like that, instead of sort of having to hit X or whatever. But as it plays fine. It's when it comes to the menus, it's all over the place. So it's like the menu, you can clearly see it was made for mouse and keyboard. So, and even now, after that many hours of playing it, I still, like, my mind is still like, what the feck am I pressing here? But you get used to it to a point, and you just get on with it. But as a game, I'm having a fantastic time with it. And for 33 quid, I couldn't have asked for more, really, apart from less bugs. But the bugs, as I say, they're not game breaking, and you just reload it and it's fine. The most frustrating one at the moment is that all the special effects stop working. So I'm shooting at enemies and the damage is happening. You can see the numbers pinging up of the damage, but there's nothing, like, there is no visual effect for that thing firing out. All visual effects basically stop. So all you hear is a bang, 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 or the weapon going off or whatever, but you can't see where it's aiming, or you can't see when they aim at you. You get to see where that damage is going to happen on the floor. That all vanishes, so becomes really frustrating. I mean, you can work your way through a fight, but it's a harder work. I'm surprised they've not fixed that yet, to be fair, because it happens regularly. I mean, it's happened to me about 7 or 8 times now. It seems to be a regular occurrence. I'll go for a few hours and it will suddenly just not show the special effects anymore. Even the portal, when you portal back to town, doesn't appear. You still portal back to town, but the portal's not there. So the only way to do it is to reload the game, and then it works again, and that's fine. But if you're 3/4 of the way through an area, if you jump out and reload the game, you've got to do that whole area again. So I always just try and muddle through until I get to another waypoint, and then once I hit that waypoint, I'll reload it, because then I can just start from that waypoint and not have to do the whole section again. So a little bit frustrating, but you know, it is what it is. Maybe they'll get it patched up and fixed, but the game's been around. I mean, these sort of bugs, these could be console specific bugs. Like, a lot of the PC bugs are probably all sorted out by now. But I think on PC it was quite a buggy game anyway. So it's been patched and patched and patched and patched. So what we've got is probably a much smoother experience than the PC gamers had back in the day, to some degree maybe. But yeah, so anyway, we're going to see that through. Definitely going to see Wolson 3 on the channel. Diablo is probably going to be I have got the Vikings Wolves of Midgard, or whatever it's called, that we can give a go once Wolson's done. If there's enough time. I mean, there should be enough time, because we've still got May and... we've got May, and then Diablo's out in June. I can't remember what the date is, actually, off the top of my head. If it's the end of June, then we've got a bit more time. However, I've still got Resident Evil 4 Remake to play. I've started it, but I haven't done any more, because it's all been about Wolson. So I've only recorded about 5 hours, I think, of Resident Evil. Played about 5 hours of Resident Evil. I recorded a couple of episodes for the channel, and then I've just been... Well, truth be told, I have actually recorded those 5 hours, but I don't think there was enough of an audience to be putting them up anyway, so I think I'll just continue that off camera. So I've got that to play, and it's a fairly lengthy campaign in ye old Resident Evil 4 as well. So I've got that to play, and then we are only a matter of weeks away from Jedi Survivor coming out. And Jedi Fallen Order, I absolutely adored that game. It was fantastic. I've milked it. I've got the plat for it on the PlayStation. I also played it through a couple of times on the Xbox. So I had a really good time with it, but I am kind of done with that one now. I don't think I could do when you go for the plats and stuff like that, the plat trophy, it kind of does take everything you've got, and you think, right, I'm done with that game now, really. It was the same, though. The Dead Space remake, I went and got the plat for that. The only reason I didn't do it with Callisto was because there were certain trophies that you had to get them in one run through, and that you can't go back and revisit areas like you can in Dead Space. So it was much more difficult. If that changes in the game, then I'll go back and I'll sort that out, because it wasn't that difficult. It wasn't that difficult a plat, and probably only short of a number of things anyway, because I did a lot of hunting around in that game. It's easy to get turned around in that game as well in some of the areas, so dead easy to miss stuff. Yeah, so and then at some point not long, and then Final Fantasy 16 obviously is going to come at the same time as Diablo. So we've got Survivor in April, end of April. That gives me May to get that played and sorted out, along with whatever I'm doing on the channel, because I probably won't play Jedi Fallen Order on the channel. So, well, I might do a couple of parts just to let you see me playing it, but and my opinions of it. But thereafter, we'll probably do Wolves of Midgard or something until Diablo comes out, and then Final Fantasy, which I'll play off the channel, off cam again. And then at some point after that, Starfield's going to drop, and then that's probably going to we'll probably want to do at least some of that on the channel, I would think. Truth be told, I'm not that pumped about Starfield, to be honest. I mean, I feel like it's going to be a huge game, obviously, but I'm more of a fan of the medieval RPGs. I'm not a big fan of futuristic RPGs. Mass Effect's the only one really that's ever kind of drawn me in. So I don't know. We'll find out, I guess. I mean, I had a great time with Fallout. I've never finished Fallout 4, but every time I play it, I have a good time with it, and then I get to a point where I just never finish the campaign. I always end up spending 50 hours building houses and camps. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see if it's a game that I take to. And also, it just feels so big that it's like, oh my God, like, what, where do I don't know how that would even work on the channel. It's so bloody huge, like, it'd be a never-ending Let's Play, a bit like bloody Path of Exile. I feel like Path of Exile has no end. It's ridiculous, that game. And then there's stuff presumably happening at the end of the year, which we don't even know about yet. So... well, there are things that we know about that are coming that have kind of landed a bit flat. Suicide Squad, I mean, what the hell? I don't understand, like everyone else, why they've made a game like that. It doesn't make any sense to me at all. I don't know if I've spent this whole video sort of down in this corner, but see the lightsaber though, Maybe I should record one day with it on. It does make a hell of a racket though. It's great. It actually it's one of the expensive ones. That was my 50th birthday present from my dad and my brother. And it's one of those where you turn it on, it's like you can have any colour on it. It's got pretty much just cycle through the colours that you want, and it's one of those that makes the noise when you swing it around. It makes the noise, and when you hit something with it, it goes. So it's got all the right special effects and stuff on it. It's superb. It really is. I need someone else with another one that I can fight. Just one of those superb geek items that is just superb, and that whole setup with the soundbar and everything was kind of already there long before that was ever a thing, and it just fit there perfectly as an ornament. So those two little things it's standing on, I just bought those on Amazon. I think they were like $5 or something. Two little plastic things for it to perch itself on. Superb. So there you are. So that's what's going on with the channel. I realised that we've not actually done any new stuff in this particular vlog, but it isn't, the stuff I had written down wasn't new news anyway. It's stuff that you'll already have heard about, and I was just noting stuff down from IGNs or GameSpots or wherever. But there's, we've been going on for 40 minutes, which I felt was going to happen anyway, because I tend to just go off on a bit of a rant about what I'm up to anyway. So this particular vlog, I think we can sort of not bother with the new stuff. For anyone that is new to the channel, I shall try and bring you a vlog or a podcast maybe with the proper microphone and all that sort of stuff, not too long from now, because it is a bit more pro, and you get when I talk about the games and stuff, I kind of smelt in videos of the actual footage of the games and all that sort of thing as well, so it's not just me talking on camera. So you do get a much prettier video than just me chatting away. But to be honest with you, the only reason that I haven't or probably won't have done in this video, unless I get really fiddly with the laptop, is because you can't I can download videos on the laptop from YouTube, and I can use those then to smelt in to the videos. Trailers of games or gameplay that I've done, even stuff like that. But well, not that I've done because I have that on my laptop anyway. But any sort of video I can get downloaded, and then I can smelt it all together on the laptop using Wondershare, Filmora. However, on this, I can do that with InShot, but I can't download the videos on the iPhone. It's blocked. I think you can do it on the Samsung and the Android devices because they've not blocked it. But the apps that allow you to download from YouTube don't allow you to do it. I think the only way to do it is to buy the subscription or whatever it is for YouTube itself, where you don't have to pay for adverts and stuff. If you buy that premium membership for YouTube, I think you can download videos. I'm not going to do that. So the only way for me to do it would be to download them on the laptop and then ping them over via cloud to the phone, and then I could do it that way. Or take this video, put it on the laptop, and then just download them on the laptop, which would be the other way to do it. But that kind of defeats the purpose of using InShot and all that. And the idea of doing them like this, in this little chill out area, was so I can just sit down and chat to you without all the faff, and it'd be dead easy. So like we have done here. It took me 2 seconds to, such a busy day and so much that I've got done. At the end of it, I thought I really fancy, because the sun was shining, I'd done all that work, and the garden's all nice. New microwaves in place, got my big camp chair ready for doing my gaming on. And I thought it'd be nice just to pop this camera up and get on with it, and that's exactly what I did. And the only problem I had was that bloody microphone that wouldn't work, and that's why we ended up with the plug-in ones. But that's fine, it's okay. I will have a think on how I get a slightly better microphone that isn't the headset, so we can still do this but still have nicer sound. The sound from the actual iPhone itself isn't great, like if I just record my voice into the iPhone without any external microphone, it's quite tinny, just feels a bit echoey and stuff. So there you are, people. I hope that has appeased some of you that have been missing this beautiful face. I can't think there's that many of you, but you have been asking me for ages to do a vlog, and I have been saying, I'll get round to it. But truth be told, and as I said earlier, it's because I've not been having flagons. So the Flagon Up Fridays have not been happening, and those are the times that I would normally sit down and do a little recording and then smelt it together while I'm having another couple of beers. And that routine has just gone. So everything I've been doing has been all about the gameplay. When I finish my day job, bite to eat, bit of piano, get cracking with a bit of recording. So I've been giving you loads of content. It's just not been a vlog or a podcast. And in fact, the podcasts that I used to do up the stairs aren't happening anymore, because it was easy to do that because I've got a work laptop upstairs and my laptop downstairs. So I used to just record those on the work one upstairs. But it's just the worst laptop in the world. It just, I can't even begin. I've talked about it before. It's just awful. It's not a brand. It's some weird make, and it is what it is. And it's doing a job for me at work. And it's supposed to be really Uber, but it's just, I don't know what's going on with it. It's just bloody awful. So the last time I tried to edit a video together on it, I just got so angry that I uninstalled anything that was to do with podcasting, which was just Wondershare, Filmora and stuff like that. I just thought I can't do it anymore. I'm just going to do everything downstairs on my laptop. So that's where we are, people. And you're probably saying, yes, but we'll just take your laptop upstairs, Steve. Yeah, I get it. I could do that. And I have thought about it as well. But the way that everything was set up, it was just dead easy to sit down with the microphone. Or I've got a microphone upstairs already, another Rode one, and I've got one downstairs. So I can just sit at either and just record without having to faff around taking things upstairs and find the cable and plug it into that. And so, it was just a bit more fiddly to have to carry the laptop upstairs, downstairs and all that malarkey. But in the end, I think I do get the impression that people prefer the vlog setup when I do it in the living room with my knickknacks behind me and all that sort of stuff anyway. The podcast was just slightly nicer to have the microphone closer to my mouth, so it's a bit crisper when you guys are listening to it, that's all. when I record downstairs, I still use the Rode microphone, but I put the sensitivity higher and I have the microphone a bit away from me so that I can talk more freely and naturally like I'm doing here, but without this headset. Anyway, we'll see how we go, people. I will have another browse around Amazon and see if there's anything else mic-wise I can try out that's not too... I'm not that disappointed about the microphone because it really was really, really cheap. It's just a shame because it did actually have fairly decent sound, but it just obviously just a pile of crap. I got one recording out of it for about half an hour, people, and that was it. Blimey, I feel bright red. It was hot in here, though. The sun's been beaming through this back window. Well, there you are, folks. I think that's probably enough, isn't it? Hey, it's probably enough. 45 minutes of me rambling on at you. So there you are. I hope that's been of enjoyment to somebody out there. If I can find any little videos to smelt in and make things a little bit more interesting, I should try and do that for you. But the time is getting on, people, and I would have liked to have put this up for Good Friday. Flagons up Good Friday, hey? I don't know if we've done a Flagons up Good Friday before. So there's a first time for everything, people. Well, there you are. Let me know in the comments below about anything at all to do with gaming, people, or any of the things I've been talking about, any of the games I've been talking about, Wolcen, Dead Space, Callisto, anything, people. Let me know in the comments below. I always reply, unless you're a knob. Don't be a knob, and I'll reply, okay? So I'll always try and get back to you. And the whole reason for all those new people that have come to the channel through Wolcen or anything else, the whole reason I started the channel was just to communicate and connect with other gamers, people. That's the only reason that I started the channel in the first place. So I always try and chat back to you, and I love seeing the comments coming through and having a chinwag. That's why the Discord's there as well. So as I said earlier, if you want to get involved with the Discord chat and be able to chat to us anytime, then I shall try and remember to put a link in. And if I forget to put the link in, let me know in the comments below if you want a link to join the Discord chat. And there you are, folks. It has been an honour and a privilege serving for you in this vlog of mine today. And I shall catch you all in the next one, folks. Take it easy. Bye.